Excuse me. Pardon me.
Hey, sit down.
Absolutely. Yes. So, a million times yes. We have way too many. This question was inspired by the fact that I'm not interested in seeing Pacific Rim. You know, it seems so cool or whatever, but I'm just so done with CGI. You know, I wrote like an apology about CGI to CGI people. I rescind that apology because I'm done with CG. You know, all of these movies look the same to me, and I don't want to see it anymore. I don't want to see $200 million movies right now. You know, I'm just done. There's too many of them. You know, if Pacific Rim had come out 3 months ago, I would be so excited. I would be the first person in line to buy an IMAX ticket. But right now, after Man of Steel, Iron Man, Star Trek, you know, even The Great Gatsby was a big, dumb blockbuster with too much CG, even though I liked it a lot. But, you know, it's too much. It's way, way too much. Tone it down, Hollywood.
You know, I don't think we actually have enough blockbusters. I remember being able to walk down the street and renting any movie I wanted to for, you know, a certain amount of money. And, you know, Blockbuster used to be cool, you know, with Netflix and, you know, GameFly, and, you know, streaming and all that bullcrap is taking away business from Blockbuster, and it's really sad only seeing one. We should have more of them. Oh, you meant like big budget movies?
I don't necessarily think so, but I also don't necessarily see all of the summer blockbusters. So I wouldn't necessarily be the kind of person who would feel that kind of fatigue. Like, the only big blockbuster movie I'm excited about right now is Pacific Rim. So, I mean, if you're only going to see, like, one or two, it's not a big deal. And I think that there isn't as many this year as there are in previous years, probably. But I'd have to look it up. I don't know. I don't do research for this.
Yes, we definitely are. They come out too often, and they come out too fast, and by the end of summer, you just get tired of them. It used to be you'd get a movie that would run in a theater for years, and you could see it many times and learn to love it. Now it's every weekend, and that opening box office is what's so important that they just keep on cramming more and more in, instead of letting films breathe. You don't really have a, you know, big, long-lasting film anymore because the next one's out and the next one's coming. Unfortunately, because there's so many coming out, studios have to make more to make money to recoup the losses and to keep on going. So it's sort of a vicious circle where they have to keep going faster and faster and making more and more blockbusters, because that's the only way they're going to survive in the release schedule that they've created themselves in the quest for more money and stuff. You know, it's unfortunate because what we get is some really great blockbusters that don't do well because people are tired of blockbusters every 4 months, you know. We'll get a lull and then way too many blockbusters and then maybe a little lull and way too many blockbusters each season, and it doesn't work out. Instead, they should let a blockbuster breathe, let people see it multiple times easily without cramming more and more into theaters and making people lose interest in stuff that should be really awesome.
I don't know if audiences are necessarily getting burned out or experiencing fatigue when it comes to blockbusters, because I think, you know, it's summer and I think everyone is expecting a certain kind of spectacle picture to come out, and they have certain expectations, which is fine. I'd like to think that maybe audiences are getting tired of certain kinds of spectacle pictures and certain kinds of blockbusters because they're becoming a little too formulaic and too assembly line. You know, you're always going to have some end-of-the-world scenario, for instance. You're always going to have some darker tone to a movie, and you're always going to have the destruction of a major city. So maybe, and I'm hoping, I don't think this is true, audiences are getting a little bit more savvy, a little bit more hip to it about how cynical studios are at pandering to an audience. But once again, it's hard for me to take the pulse of an average filmgoer because, you know, I'm a snob, and I think I obsess over different things than most people go to the movies. So we'll see. At the end of the summer, it might be easier to take the pulse of the audience and really diagnose what's going on with certain movies. maybe the reason some blockbusters fail, like The Lone Ranger, is they're just plain garbage. So maybe at least the audience is getting a little bit more hip to it about garbage. A garbage that is needlessly 2.5 hours as well. So, then again, for every major destruction porn spectacle movie that doesn't succeed or that does succeed, you'll also have weird anomalies like the Grown Ups movies. And sadly, if audiences are getting savvy about spectacle pandering, they're still going to pay to watch fucking Grown Ups 2, which is sad. That movie's probably going to make like $400 million worldwide. And why? So, I don't know.